uppercut in the end zone. His second score of the game. It's intercepted. It's intercepted. The Rams will be back in Super Bowl 56.
Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Guys, what are we doing on this Friday? Lots to talk about.
Am I ever in big trouble on Sunday?
You are.
You've got superstar Odell. You've got Hall of Fame bound Matt Stafford. You've got the greatest defensive player in the history of pro football, Aaron Donald. And I'm stuck with little old Joe Burrow. Little old Joe.
Yeah.
He's
You gonna
going to
feel
get
it
massacred.
Yeah, what about your Nets pick?
Huh?
How you feeling about that now?
My Nets pick.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Shall we? I'm feeling real good
you
about
feel
it,
real
actually.
good? Okay.
Like, even better.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get some NBA breaking news. Okay, we're going to give our Super Bowl predictions in just a minute.
Yep.
But first, we got to start with the blockbuster trade. It shook up the NBA yesterday. So here's the latest. After days of anticipation, the Nets and Sixers finally came to terms on a deal sending James Harden to Philadelphia with Paul Millsap in exchange for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. And multiple sources claim Harden had rifts with not only Kyrie Irving, but Kevin Durant as well.
Hey.
Remember what could have been with this team. Shannon, who won the trade?
Oh.
Come on, Shannon.
Oh, you know who won it?
I do?
The 76ers won, Skip.
You're kidding.
Because let me tell you why they won.
How?
Because they get James Harden, a player that can perform at elite level, versus Ben Simmons, who was giving them nothing. So would you rather have a car that's operational or a car that won't crank, that just sits in your yard on blocks? Because that's what Ben...
Wait a second. James Harden is a car that won't crank.
Oh, yes, he will.
Yeah.
Let me see. This season, he's 22, 8, and 10. I'm looking at Ben Simmons' numbers. 0, 0, 0, 0 games played. Can I interest you in that?
Yeah, now that he's ready to play. I'm real interested.
Oh, he's ready to play.
Yeah.
So what about James Harden? Now, Jenny just read the report. And not only was it Kyrie, now I don't know why he would ever have any beef with KD. KD seems like the easiest guy ever to get along with. All he wants to do is hoop. He ain't trying to lead nobody. He ain't trying to lead nobody's life, tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Hey, when they toss the ball up in there, let's go play, fellas. Skip, you look at what they gave. Daryl Morey just said last month, I'd be willing to take a top 40 player as long as it's the right fit. James Harden is better than a top 40 player. The only player that I believe Daryl Morey would have preferred over James Harden is Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard is hurt. I don't know if he's going to come back. He says he's going to take his time, as he should, because you just can't think about this year. This year's a lost cause. I got to think about moving forward. It's been reported they're going to build around him. Skip, but when I look at James Harden, and you love to point out that game. He did this to Rudy Gobert. He had 42 points. Do you realize in 274 games...
You're talking about Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Yes.
In 274 games played, Ben Simmons has scored more than 35 points once. James Harden once averaged 36 points for an entire season.
Once upon a time, he did.
Last year, he was 25, 8, and 11. Do you ever think in his long-legged life, in his 7-foot life, Ben Simmons will ever average 25, 8, and 11? And one more thing I want to share with you. How much are you going to be able to play him down the stretch in crunch time? Can you play him? Now, I'm not even worried about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is by himself. But let's just say your closing lineup. Is your closing lineup going to be Seth Curry, 5'10", Kyrie Irving, 6'2", Patty Mills, 6 foot. What's your closing lineup gonna look like? You're a defensive liability.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn just yet. Not your turn just yet. So right now, I'm looking at Milwaukee, Philly, and Miami. Better than you. And you know what, Skip? I love this. I want to know who put this together. Because, Skip, look, Sixers won the trade. I'm disappointed with James Harden because he did it again, Skip. He pouted and moped his way, got out of shape.
Thank you.
Came out of shape.
Yes, keep going. Preach.
No. But
two times in 2 years.
Under 2 years.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. We know when James Harden is motivated, Skinny James. Skinny James.
We were going to see that Skinny James?
Yeah. You know, they got Skinny Cow dessert, they got Skinny Girl cocktails, and we got Skinny James Harden. Oh, Philly in the money.
And I say get your skinny popcorn ready.
Yeah, right? So you know about Skinny Pop then, okay?
I eat it.
Oh, you like Skinny Pop?
Religiously, yes, I do. I love it.
You and my sister
and I'm
did.
going to get my skinny popcorn ready to watch just how long James lasts with the Sixers.
No. We ain't talking about how long. That was not the question. The question was how long is he going to last? Who won the trade? The Sixers won the trade.
You don't really believe that.
I do.
You don't really mean that. And by the way, to your first point, I'll just read out of one of the reports.
What did they say?
The Nets remain the consensus favorites to win the NBA title after Thursday's trade. And then it goes into all the different sports books. Consensus title favorites remain the Nets.
Okay.
It's because they won this trade by 50 points. If you want to just do it per an NBA game, this was a 50-point blowout in favor of the Nets.
Oh, no. Well, go bigger. Go bigger. Go Memphis when they beat OKC.
What was it?
By 73.
73. Okay, I'll go Memphis over OKC by 73 points. Shannon, the Nets managed to get 3 starters out of this because I don't know if you remember the Big Penguin.
Oh, now you love him.
All of a sudden, once he got out of LeBron's shadow, the Big Penguin, Andre Drummond, has been flat out balling for the 76ers.
Really, Skip?
In place of Joel Embiid, he gets to play 18 minutes a night, and he's averaging 9 rebounds a game in 18 minutes. It's 6-9-2, but he goes in and just dominates the glass. What has been the glaring hole weakness in the middle of the Nets?
Small team,
They don't have that guy, and all of a sudden, they got Big Penguin in the middle of their defense and really their offense as an offensive rebounder. They just haven't had that kind of presence. And once he got out from under LeBron, because LeBron, the GOAT, as you call him, quote unquote, always needs a scapegoat. And I believe that the Big Penguin got scapegoated last year.
Oh, now he got scapegoated.
All of a sudden, he's putting up massive numbers because he is a massive human being.
Skip, you do realize his numbers was better with the Lakers than they are in Philly.
9 rebounds a game.
He averaged double digits for the Lakers.
If you do per 36 minutes, he's averaging 17 rebounds a game. That's all they needed. That's a beautiful, sweet move. That's like, thank you, game over. And Seth Curry is a 40% three-point shooter who this is his career low this year. He's shooting 40%. Well, they'll take that because they probably have lost Joe Harris for the whole year because it sounds like he might even need another ankle surgery on top of his first one. But you love Patty Mills, right? So Patty Mills will take up the Joe Harris slack. Seth will be in the starting lineup. And listen, late game, ball in hand, I'll take Seth over Steph Curry on game-winning shots, on big shots, on game-turning shots. I'll take Seth over Steph any day or night.
But you do realize he's small, so how is he going to play and how are you going to be in the lineup?
Because there's this guy, Ben Simmons, who's 6 feet 10 inches tall, and to all your points, all he did was win Rookie of the Year, then go boom, 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 3 straight All-Star teams, and boom, boom, 2 straight all-defensive teams. What? And you're going to throw him in the middle of this as to use Kevin's favorite word, his operative word last night, a versatile. You don't get any more versatile of a player than Ben Simmons. He can facilitate. He's one of the better passers in the game.
Yeah, he can pass
and
the
at
ball.
6 feet 10 inches tall, he can flat out dominate a center or a forward or even a little Maestre, as he took him out of Game 7 last year. Maestre shot 5 of 23 because Ben Simmons engulfed him last year, and all of a sudden the Nets are going to have a real live defensive player in their midst.
You're right, but here's the thing. In the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left in the ball game, 3 minutes left in the ball game, Ben Simmons became unplayable.
Okay.
Doc Rivers benched the man.
Right,
the guy the 3 All-Stars, the all-defense got to sit down.
All right, here's my point. All that matters is the Nets still have the best player on the planet by far. To me, Kevin Durant has separated himself. He will come back after the All-Star break. I'm going to assume he's going to be 100%.
Okay.
And I could see last night on TNT, he will be 1,000% motivated because he went way out of his way, all the way to the bottom of the draft against your man LeBron, saying no to James Harden. No, 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 no. I will not take him. I will take Rudy Gobert at the bottom of the draft over James Harden because he's done with James, and he is now re-motivated, recommitted to go win himself another championship.
LeBron was laughing too much.
He was covering it up. I guess that's why he needed his clipboard, right? Cover his face.
I mean, LeBron did everything he could to try to get James Harden placed on Kevin Durant's team.
Who'd he take? Fred VanVleet at the end. Yeah, I'll take Fred VanVleet. I'll leave you, James Harden.
Right.
Congratulations. No,
right.
I won't do it. That's Kevin. That's vintage Kevin.
Right.
You could see he is recommitted because, as he said at the end, let me get the quote exactly right here. His point was that we finally have players who want to be here.
Right.
Oh, really? Well, Kevin really wants to be there. Kyrie is as clutch as they ever have come down the pipe.
Yeah, on the road.
Yep.